Hey guys, this is Doc, and I wanted to take just a couple of minutes to tell you about a test that I just wrapped up. Um, Essentially, what I did was I looked through my PBN site inventory and I tried to find those ones that I could keep stable for a month where I wasn't really going to do all that much, maybe post periodically, but I wasn't running any campaigns through SendWire or anything to boost them in other ways, and also sites where there was not already any 301 redirect in place. And I came out to just shy of 100 sites. I think it was like 94 or 95 sites. And so then I went out and I bought a domain for each one of those to 301 redirect. And my only real criteria for the sites that I bought were that each of the metrics, and I'm talking about the major Moz and Majestic uh, metrics of citation flow, trust flow, domain authority, and page authority, were at least 18 on each. And so once they cleared that hurdle, they were pretty good to go. I looked to see if any had crazy backlink numbers, like 5,000 or 10,000 or crazy numbers like that where I know they'd been spammed. Just in general, I don't use those anyway, and so I didn't want to use them in this experiment because I just don't really I don't believe in them. I don't They always make me a little bit leery. So I love to get my favorites are domains where there's like 3 or 400 backlinks and maybe 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 referring domains. And so I went for that kind as much as possible. So I bought a list. I got a guy who could filter out the junk for me as best as possible, and then we manually went through and looked for just crazy stuff that might put them in jeopardy because I didn't want any to be de-indexed. During the course of the experiment, and I'm happy to say that none of the PBNs or any of the initiating 301s had any kind of problems over the 1 month. Basically, what I did was I redirected these between March 5th and March 9th as I had time. Um, I, I directed each one of them at one of the PBN sites that I told you about in the beginning. And so here's what happened. I sat down. I started this last night. This is Sunday the 10th, I think, of, yeah, 10th of May. And I sat down just a little while ago to finish up the numbers and look at the effect of just pointing a single 301 with the metrics that I talked about over 1 month. The average citation flow increased 4.7. The average trust flow only 1.5, but domain authority 3.7 and page authority 5.1. So the average increase of each of these metrics was 3.8. So you figure 4 times 3.75 is 15. So um, in aggregate for these four categories, just by buying a $9 or $10 expired domain with good metrics, I was able to get about a total of about 15 metric points across these categories just with my 301 experiment. So thought you guys ought to know. Not just useful for PBNs, obviously. I'm interested to see if I can tell anything more than anecdotally what kind of a difference this makes. But I can imagine that using these on SERP Shaker sites and sites where the net goal is not to drive another site's rankings, but it's to actually cash in. So money sites, CPA offers, all those kinds of things. So I just can imagine um, that wherever rankings are important and the goal is dollars, that it would make a big difference. Anyway, I wanted to share this with everybody. It seemed pretty cool. This is Doc. I'll talk to you later.